Hey there, family friends. Vincent Jr. here. Want to teach you guys a little bit about this Viral 5 that we have going on here. Now, even though we call this a Viral 5 4-level super affiliate program, what we really want you guys to understand is that it doesn't end at 5, okay? Now, a lot of people, will misconstrue that, but the reason that we do this Viral 5 is that because we want you guys to have a focus on how you can really build these teams out. So, let me go ahead and get this pin going in yellow, and then we get started here. Okay, so basically this guide right here, I want you to first understand how this guide works. Basically, this is you right here in the middle, okay? And these 5 guys out here, or women, are your personally enrolled, okay? Now what I want you guys to first understand is you can go as far wide as you want on personally enrolled. So there could be 1,000 of these first lines on here. These are just direct sales. So boom, this is a sale to this person, this sale to that person, this person, that's a sale to this person, that's a sale to that person. Now there could be a sale to this person, this person, this person, this person, this one. I mean, literally it could go on and on and on. I can't write over there because it's yellow, but you could have as many people as you want on this first line. Okay. Now the reason we have this in a circle instead of a pyramid is because our comp plan is so lucrative, you can't even draw a pyramid because it's just too crazy and too lucrative to do that. So this is your first line basically, and you could have thousands on this, hundreds of thousands, millions, we don't care, but you make 50% commissions on that first line as long as you are an apprentice member. Okay. As soon as you're an apprentice member, you make 50% commission. So you could, like I said, you could have dot after dot after dot after dot of 50% commissions on this first line. Now the next line is your second line on the team sales. So let's just utilize this guy for our example, okay? So I want to get rid of, I just want you guys to understand that's the first line. So what I want to do is I'm going to get rid of this highlighter. I'm going to come down here and we're going to utilize just this one area, okay? We're going to make it nice and simple for you guys. So let me go to my yellow again. All right. And so we're going to utilize this one simple area right here. So you make one sale here and you get 50% commissions. Okay? And that 50% passes up to you. Now, what happens is this guy right here that you personally enroll, they go out and they get their 5 sponsors or their 5 personal, okay, on their first line. So they make 50% on these little $10 or these little 10% things, and you get these 10% commissions on those sales that you didn't even have to go out and do. So boom, you're making 10%, 10%, 10%. Now, here's how it just gets really, really crazy, all right? Now, this is only these guys going and getting 5. This guy right here could have went out and got hundreds of thousands if they want, but this is only 5. So this is really a smaller plan of what could potentially happen in your group. All right, so now let's utilize this guy down here. So this guy goes down and gets this dude right here, and this one, or woman, sorry, I'm saying dude, but in this guy. So this guy goes out and gets their 5. All right, so here's the crazy thing. All these little guys down here, 10% goes up to this dude, 10% goes up to you, 10% goes up to this dude, 10% goes up to you, 10% goes up to this dude, 10% goes up to you, 10% goes to this guy, 10% goes up to you, 10% goes to this guy, 10% goes up to you. All right, we're going to have a smooth, awesome opportunity presentation here in the future, but this is the easiest way I can do it right now. All right, so this is only on just that guy getting 5. If this guy got 1,000,000, you'd have 1,000,000 lines, okay? Now, these little guys down here, this little dude goes out and gets his 5 right here. This little dude goes out and gets his 5. So this is on your last 4th level right here. And these guys go out and get their 5. Now, let's say, for example, this little dude right here. Let's go over here. And this gets crazy. So this dude makes his 50% off of these personal sales, and then 10% goes up here, 10% goes to this guy, 10% goes up to you. Okay, so on this other one, 10% goes to this guy, 10% goes to this guy. And you can't even draw this anymore. As you can see why we can't do a pyramid on this to show like a pyramid thing, because it just gets insane. So, this personal sale over here, to him, to you. All right, to him, to you, to him, to you. So it goes down 4 levels. Now what I'm going to try to do is give you a sweet example. So basically all these little dots out here you see on the edge right here, the reason they're on this plan is because they have the potential to go all the way up to you. So there's 780 dots on this thing total, and you make 10% commissions on all of them. If 5 people only get 5 people, all right, it's crazy. I mean, you got people like let's see if I can get rid of this really quick. You got people like Ash Campbell's position, okay, and here's Ash Campbell, and he went out and sponsored Frazier, okay. And Frazier, on his front line, you see these 5 personally enrolled. Frazier has, hundreds I don't know how many he's got right now, but literally he's got all these little dots. Just imagine, over 100 of these bad boys around here with all these little spurs of 5 getting 5, getting 5, getting 5, getting 5, just like it is down here, right? And all these little 10% are just flying up to Ash because he brought in Frazier. That's it. So if you get one just big time person, I mean, you're set. And then the crazy thing is, above Ash, which would be up here somewhere, is Jamie. And Jamie's getting all these sent up to him as well from way down here in this 4th level. Now, let me give you an example, because it's just hard for people to fathom this, because it's never been done in this industry this amazing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and pull this out again. So let's say, for example, that you are this personal, you go out and sell, so you got your 50%, and that dude goes out and sells. This would be 10% to you. This goes out and sells, 10% to you, and this guy goes out and sells 10%. Okay, so on one sale, all right, so this is you up here. You go out and make the sale, you make 50% commissions. The guy that you brought in makes a sale, he makes 50% commissions, you make 10% commissions. This guy goes and makes a sale, he makes 50% commissions, this guy makes 10%, and you make 10%. This guy goes and makes a sale, this guy makes 10%, this guy makes 10%, and that guy makes 10%. So that's 4 levels deep, okay? So you got your 1st level, you got your 2nd level, you got your 3rd level, and you got your 4th level right here, okay? So that's kind of how it works right there. All right, so 50, 10, 10, 10. Now, this is the crazy thing. All right, when we say 4 levels, you earn on this level. So that means if this guy goes out and makes a sale, you're still going to earn 10% commissions on this. Okay, it's crazy because the sales go up. Now, here's what I want you guys to understand is that it's hard to draw because you can't create the amount of madness that happens. So the easiest way to do it is kind of go sideways. So 50, 10, 10, 10, and then these guys start bringing in people. All right, so this is your first line right here. This is off of just one personally enrolled. I want you guys to remember that. So this guy goes out and gets unlimited wide. All right, and then this guy goes out and he can go unlimited. He can sell as many freaking things as he wants. This guy can go out and sell and sell and sell and sell and sell and sell, and he makes 50% commissions. And this guy goes out and sells and sells and sells and sales and sales and sales. Remember, this is only your personally enrolled. Okay, you see all these dots down here? 10%, 10%, 10% to you, 10%, 10%, 10%, 10%, 10%. 10% to you, 10%, 10% on whatever it is that you have, as long as you own it. 10%, 10%, 10%, 10%, 10%, 10%, 10%, 10%, 10%, 10%, 10%, 10%. You get the point. I'll go on forever. He can go up here and he can sell some more. He can go 1,000 million wide if we don't care. All right? That's only on one. Remember, this is only your personally enrolled. What if you go out and get another just personally enrolled guy here that goes out and gets his, that goes out and gets his, that goes out and gets his, that goes out and get his, and they start selling, they start doing well. Even if they got their 5, they start doing well. He gets some of his. All right, and 10% to you. Over here, 10%, 10%, 10%, 10%, 10%, 10%, 10%, 10%, 10%, 10%, 10%. All these guys that they bring in, 4 levels deep. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. you are in there making all their sales. It's insane. And this is only your direct sponsor right here. What if you get another direct sponsor and they go out? You get the whole point. But it just gets crazy. Nobody does this compensation plan because, frankly, it's ridiculous for any company to do it because they have hard costs when they create products and things like that. The reason we can do this is because we don't have hard costs. We have hosting and support, but we don't have to manufacture products, so we can give away 80% of our company like this, which is why you'll never find another compensation plan like this in your life. Now, here is the bottom line, fine print kind of stuff. Now, you don't just get this just because you're part of it. You get this because you're a person that invests in yourself, okay? That's the huge difference, and that's the beauty of why you'll make a lot of money here as well. So, I said right here, welcome to our 4-level super affiliate program. So, affiliates, just regular old affiliates, you can sign up somewhere on the site for 10% commissions on the sale of every product, direct sales. So, you can't earn any team sales. So, all that stuff I just showed you, forget about it, because all it is just direct 10% commissions. All right, to unlock one level 50% commissions, like I showed you on your front line, all right, on the sale of a product, you must be an apprentice member at $37 a month and own the product you're selling. So as long as you have it, you're eligible to sell it, okay? Straight up. So all the way through, all the way up to platinum or to diamond. As long as you have it, you're able to earn 50% commissions on it. If you don't have the product, you only earn 10% commissions, okay? Period. All right? And then if you don't, and you're going to see how you earn downline. So to unlock the 4 levels, like I just showed you, where the real money is at, the direct sales is crap compared to this. This is the real deal right here. This is where you got to be if you want to make this a lifestyle and your income for life. To unlock the 4 levels, 10% commissions down, like we just showed you, on all the products that your downline sells, you must, okay, own the apprentice membership, own the $95 a month membership, and that is $95 a month, and own the product that was sold. Okay, so to unlock the full 4-level affiliate compensation plan, that's what you need to have: apprentice membership, $95 a month, and own the product that was sold. And you're eligible to earn downline sales. You're eligible to earn 50% commissions frontline sales. It's all the gravy. So if you want to just sell our GRN, so many of you guys maybe just want to sell GRN, you need to if you're a standard affiliate, you can sign up somewhere on the site, 10% commissions if you're an apprentice member, plus you have the GRN level that you own, that you sold, okay? So you're both of them, you earn 50% commissions. There are 3 levels in our private vacation club. You can only earn at the level you purchased, otherwise you only get 10% commissions. If you are a silver and you sell platinum or diamond, you will only get 10% commissions on that platinum or diamond sale. If you're a platinum and you sell a diamond, you'll only get 10% on that diamond sale because you're not at diamond. You have to be at the level that you sell, otherwise you only get 10% commissions. So basically, all this chart up here with all this amazing income, you could have a guy way down here. Let me give you a reality check here and why this program, we give away a ton of money, but we also make sure that you are invested and deserve it because you have the integrity to have the products that you own. So, for example, let's say way down here in this chart that this dude sold a diamond membership, and the pass-up sales on that is $1,200 commission. So, if this guy has it right here, who brought this little dude in, he makes $1,200, and as long as this guy who brought this guy in has the diamond level, he makes $1,200, and as long as you have diamond yourself, you'll make $1,200, okay, on the diamond pass-up sales. On this little sale way down here that you probably don't even know this person's name, but you have to have apprentice, you have to have inner circle, and you have to have diamond. Otherwise, you can forget about anything that just happened down here. It's gone, okay? That's all there is to it. All right? So that's the whole deal. You have to be invested now. So basically, at the end of the day, I would have, if you want to just you want to know that you'll never, ever, ever miss out on anything, just have every single product that we have, okay, or the highest level on GRN, and make sure you have Mark's products, and make sure you're a $37 apprentice and a $95 a month inner circle, which I'm sorry, this is actually called professional now. Just made that switch, professional. All right, so there you have it. Let me change it on here as well. I like professional better. All right, so we got the apprentice membership, $37 a month. All right, own it plus active apprentice, you make $20 a month. That's actually over 50% commissions. We wanted to bump that up because we liked it. And then you cannot earn levels on apprentice sales. It's a one level 50% commissions if you own it. The 17% net makes the funds for blog hosting support, all that good stuff. And it activates level 50, and it activates 50% commissions on all the products you sell that you own, which is huge. So it's a huge stepping stone. All right. Our free affiliates, you'll sign up somewhere on the site, $3.70 a month on the apprentice. So it's kind of pointless to become a free affiliate. Inner Circle members, which I need to change to professional right now with you guys. Professional members, $95 per month. And free affiliates make $9.50, not very much money. Own it plus have the apprentice, which is nice, a nice chunk, $47.50. All right, but you have to own it, so you're not going to make that unless you're at Inner Circle or professional level. You need to change that. Professional. All right, and then second level, $9.50 a month. Third level, $9.50 a month. Fourth level, $9.50 a month. Now, this is what I love. These little $10 a month things are huge. This is going to get you a lot of money. $7,600 a month in commissions, which is nice. On only 5 getting 5. So that's only this diagram right here. Only 5 people getting 5 people. It's crazy. All right. So as you can see right here, here's a little example of what it looks like. And I'll just zoom in on the video. But right here, as you can see, Asia McKenzie went out and made a $95 sale. So Fraser McDonald made $9.50, Ash Campbell made $9.50, and Jamie Waters made $9.50. Because the reason why is Jamie Waters joined the Internet Lifestyle Network actually under me. And then he brought in Ash Campbell. And then Ash Campbell brought in Fraser McDonald. And Fraser McDonald brought in Asia McKenzie. And Asia went out and made a $95 sale. So she makes the 50% commissions, then Fraser gets the 10% commissions, Ash gets the 10, and Jamie gets the 10. So 4 levels deep. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So it's very cool. So as you can see, it even says level 4. So it's cool. As you can see, on a $95 product, our company pays out $76 when it goes 4 levels deep. You're not going to see that anywhere else in this industry, guaranteed. All right. Next is Solomon CEO is $9.95, free affiliate, own it plus apprentice. I'll just change all these to professional here after this video. But as you can see, the pass-up sales are $100 on this, so that's real nice. So as you can see on this diagram, it would be $500 on this top, and then it would be 100, 100, 100. All right, very nice on that. Solomon 10 million, $495. As you can see, you make $2,500 sale on that on your direct. And then this is all assuming that you own it plus have the professional level. It's $500 pass-ups on that bad boy. It's not a pass-up, it's just an upline sale. So it would be 500, 500, 500, and it would be 2,500. And that's insane money. All right. Silver Private Vacation Club, free affiliate, $300 on the direct sale. It's better than it used to be. Own it plus apprentice, first level, $1,500. And there are no levels on silver sales. Silver is like the apprentice membership. There's no levels. We were going to do levels on the silver when we had silver priced at $49.95, and then we dropped it to $29.95 just in case people want to just have the 2 weeks as a retail option. And $29.95 is a really good retail price. And since we changed the price, we've already had a couple of those come in that are just strictly retail people that want to use our product. We have an amazing product, you know, it's nice. And that's just kind of how we decided on that. So we actually can't do the levels on this because we will actually lose money because we have hard costs. When you guys buy our private vacation club, we actually have to pay our provider money to get you access to the provider. So the reality is we just can't do the levels, all right? Because when we give back this money, we're giving back 80% commissions on 4 levels, plus we're paying the provider. We would have lost money on silver, so we can't do silver. But it's a great retail product, you know what I'm saying? But platinum, this is when the money starts getting good now. Platinum is $4,000 commissions on that $8,000 sale, $800 pass-ups on that. So we go back up here. Boom. So this would be $800, $800, $800, $4,000 on this particular thing if Asia went and sold one. Very cool. And they all own the product, plus that Inner Circle and apprentice. Next, this is where I'm going. This is my focus. If you want to be in GRN and be our private vacation club, this is where it's at. This is where you need to be. This is my whole focus and whole just everything about this Island Private Vacation Club is going to be about diamond, diamond, diamond. Get to the diamond masterminds, get to the diamond at Disney, get to diamond, diamond. Nice little $1,200 sale if you don't have it when you bring people in. And, you know, so for example, if you were at the platinum level and you sold the diamond, then you're only going to earn 10% commissions, okay? It used to be where you qualified for the platinum level commission. So if you would have sold a diamond, you would have made $4,000 instead of the $6,000, but not anymore with this whole new structure and plan. And you're going to find out here in a second. You're going to be excited about this, but on pass-up sales, for example, let's say for example that you brought somebody in, and let me just do this for you guys because you're going to love this. All right, so this is you. You bring somebody in right here, and they are here. Okay, so you are diamond, they are a platinum, and they sell a diamond. All right, so you're diamond, you're qualified a diamond, they're platinum, and they're a diamond. So they go out and sell the diamond. They're only qualified for $1,200 commissions, okay, which is right here, okay, that's all they're qualified since they don't have diamond. So if they were a diamond, they would have made $6,000. So they missed out. How much did they miss out on? So they should have made $6,000. All right, but they only made $1,200. All right, so what's the math on that? So that's $4,800 that they missed out on because they weren't positioned at diamond. Guess where that money goes? To the company or to you, the qualified? Boom. So $4,800 of that on your non-qualified is going to pass up to you. The calculations will happen on Mondays, and so you might not see them immediately when this happens, but on Mondays the system goes through and checks. And pass-up sales, baby. All right. So it's going to pay to be at the diamond level. However you got to do it. We're going to have 3 payment plans, things like that as well to help you guys get there. But it's going to be, I mean, I literally don't want to see platinum sales anymore. Like, I almost want to get rid of it, but if people just want to get there, that's fine, because it's still great money when you go out and sell another platinum. They say platinums, we're going to go sell the platinums. I don't agree. I think that diamond's just a better, everything about it's better. $1,200 on your team sales versus $800. There's just a huge gap, a huge difference. And, you know, we may phase out platinum in the future. We'll just kind of see and play it by ear, you know, how this works, because silver is really nice and entry level. Platinum is kind of like, you know, 8,000, or just spend the extra 4 and get yourself a diamond. I really believe that diamond is going to be our deal. It's going to be the everything moving forward. As you can see, if you get 5 to get 5, $960,000. When 5 personally enrolled, they go get 5 personally enrolled. It's just insane money. This is why I want you guys to be there. That's why I want to be giving away literally $1 million checks on stage. This is how we do it. This is where our focus goes. And when you think about it, $12,000, it's nothing compared to your entire life to make sure that you get diamond. It's really no big deal. It's a no-brainer. I mean, we spend 30 to 50 grand a month just on creating this system, and it's just getting more and more expensive as we have more and more people join. So I don't feel like this is, I mean, at the mindset I had when I first started this industry, I would have saw 12,000 and maybe thought, oh my gosh. But now, I mean, when you actually plant yourself in the leadership position, this is just crazy. I mean, it's just absolutely crazy. So 4 levels deep of $1,200 sales. I mean, when you go back to this chart up here, and you really look at this and you think of all these little dots as $1,200 sales passing up to you, come on, this is serious money now. So what's your action steps? If you're not an ILN, of course, internetlifestylenetwork.com, boom, you'll get started and rocking. And then other than that, get to the inner circle. So go professional right now. So if you're not a professional, you got to make sure you're at the professional level, so you can earn those pass-up sales. I did an example down here of an affiliate who made 1 sale of our Diamond Vacation Club. So let's go over this really quick for the heck of it. Susie owns the $11,995 product. She's an apprentice member. She's a professional member. We'll call it professional. I got to fix all this now. Is a professional member, makes a sale on the 11,000 products, which is our diamond. Susie's the seller of the diamond. Susie sells it to John. Susie earns 50% commissions, $6,000. Okay. John sells it to Dan. Susie earns 10% commission. Still $1,200 goes to Susie. Dan sells it to Steve. Susie earns 10%, goes to Susie again. Steve sells to Vicky. Susie earns another 10%, 4 levels deep. Boom. Susie makes $6,000 personally, okay? And then 36,000 passively while she's chilling on the beach, because she could have been, right? Because just because she brought it to John, just to show John, sold it to John. All right, so because Susie sold it to John, John went out, sold it to Dan, Dan sold it to Steve, Steve sold it to Vicky. Boom. Now here's the crazy part. What if John, Dan, Steve, and Vicky do the viral 5 and get their 5? Okay, they can get as many as they want, but we're just going to use 5 for the example. So I said, you ready for this? Susie is the seller of the $11.99 of the diamond. So Susie sells to John. Susie makes 50%, $6,000. All right, back to the same scenario. John sells to Dan, Margie, Robert, Dave, and Carrie. Susie earns $6,000 on that because she makes $1,200 per sale on those pass-ups. Okay. Dan sells it to Steve, Ronald, Sherry, Aria, Dave. Susie earns 10% again on all those sales, $6,000. Steve sells to Vicky, Carrie, Rhonda, April, Heather. Susie earns 10%, $6,000 again. Susie makes $18,000 passively just from bringing in her first person, John. This is powerful. This is crazy, crazy powerful. Now, it doesn't stop there. What if Steve, Susie's 4th tier or level, right here, okay? What if he, let's see where I'm at. What if Steve, Susie's 4th tier, who Dan brought in, was brought in by John, was the rock star and brought in 100 people? So Steve, way down here, brought in 100 people on your 4th level. How much would Susie get if Steve, way down on the 4th level, was a rock star and made 100% sales of the $11.95 product? Yes, this can happen and it gets crazy. Susie still makes 10%, okay? And she makes $1,200 per sale on all Steve's sales, even though she may never have met this guy. Here are the numbers. Susie's 4th level Steve. Here's the craziest thing when I just thought about this. Okay, so Susie's going to reap on all of this down here. So Steve right here, if he goes out and makes 100 sales, Dan and John are going to be just as much set as Susie. So all this income I'm talking about, Dan and John actually make that money as well. So Susie's 4th level on Steve sells a $1,200 product to 100 people. Susie makes 10% commissions on each of Steve's sales, making Susie $1,200 on each sale. In total, that's 100 sales times $1,200 commissions. That's 120 commissions goes to Susie passively, probably while she's chilling on the beach. Now I want you to remember, this 120 grand also goes to Dan and John each, as well as Susie, because Steve is under them. This is crazy. Okay, I want you guys to understand this is crazy money. All right, so they also get their 120,000. I'm so excited to be doing this. It's not even funny. All right, simply because she brought in John, who got Dan, who got Steve. So the total above, Susie earns Susie's 1st level, 50%, 6,000 times 1 sale. This is only her personally enrolled. Susie's 2nd level, $6,000. Susie's 3rd level is $6,000. Susie's 4th level by 105 sales by Steve, 126 grand. Okay, remember, 126 grand would also go to Steve, or to those uplines, John and Dan. So that's crazy. All right, so Susie made $144,000 by only personally sponsoring John and making 1 sale. Is that not beautiful? That makes everybody be able to win this game. No longer do you have to be the recruiting machine. But what would happen if Susie wasn't fully positioned? Now here's where you get that wah, wah, wah. If she didn't have the diamond in this whole situation, if she was not an apprentice and inner circle member paying $132 a month total, if this was the unfortunate case, this is why I want you guys to really ingrain in your mind right now why you have to be at the apprentice and the inner circle level, or professional level, I'm sorry. You got to be there. If she wasn't there, this is what would happen. Susie would have only made 10% commissions on John, her personally sponsored, because she didn't own the product, therefore only earning $1,200 instead of $144,000. She would have only earned $1,200 instead of $144,000. Yes, it's that big of a difference when you don't have apprentice in the inner circle, because she never had a chance of earning on that 4th level, let alone any of her levels. What if Susie was positioned with the product, had apprentice, but was an inner circle member? Okay, Susie would have only made, okay, but wasn't an inner circle member, which is professional level. So what if she had the product, what if she had diamond, was a $37 a month apprentice, but was never an inner circle member, which gives her the access to the levels? Susie would have only made $500, 50% commissions on John, therefore only earning 6,000 instead of 144,000. If she didn't, oh my God, it's crazy. So if you're not professional right there, if you're not the inner circle professional level, she would have only earned 6,000 instead of 144,000. Do you see why the professional level is everything? It's absolutely everything for your success. You've got to be at the professional level if you want to do that, paying $95 a month there. Why? Because she wasn't inner circle member, didn't qualify for the 3 levels of 10% commissions under her direct. All right, actually it's 4 levels. All right, where the big money really can compound. Therefore, she missed out on the Rockstar Steve and all the other potential sales of John and Dan. Wow, could you imagine if Dan and John were rock stars as well, and how much money, how much commission she would have missed out on? Do you see the importance? What? Yeah, because what if John or Dan went and got 50 sales? You know, then she would have made like $300,000 or $400,000, and you know, it just gets crazy, or makes nothing because she's not at the inner circle professional level. Do you see the importance of being fully positioned? I said I gave you this very real example because this is going to happen to people that aren't positioned. Make sure you have all the products. Make sure you're an apprentice, an inner circle, or professional member. In our example above, just to clarify, Susie only has a free affiliate, makes $1,200. Susie owning the product plus apprentice sales makes $6,000. Susie owning the product plus apprentice plus inner circle makes her $144,000. So, your position, you make more money. Remember, this example is Susie only getting one personally enrolled person. That's it. Are you starting to see how the income will go viral? This is why we teach you the Viral 5. If you simply focus on getting 5 personally enrolled and helping your team getting 5 personally enrolled, your income will go viral. And the beautiful thing, you get one rock star like we talked about above, you're set. This is why Mark's Capture the Kings inside our inner circle members is so important. The viral nature is revolutionary. What I want to do is, now that I'm just with you guys, I want to go inside of the university with you all and go to this Viral 5 and really just plant this in your mind. If you just trust me and do this Viral 5 right here. Boom. When you first start an affiliate, do the Viral 5 Quick Start Guide. I'm going to teach you how to duplicate your team, and this Viral 5 will be easy. So many of you all have not watched every minute of every second of this guide and gone through this step by step, and it frustrates me a little bit because if you do it, I promise you there is no way to fail if you watch every minute of every second of this guide and go through here step by step and literally be the expert on every second of every minute of this guide. You're going to be successful. I can't guarantee it legally, but you will be successful if you do it. And you do every minute of every second of this guide and you get off to the races and rolling. This is what I'm talking about. This is what separates the leaders from the followers. The leaders, they will eat it up. They will watch every second of every minute of this guide, and the followers will skip through and miss steps, and they won't know how to duplicate it through their team. The only thing you have to tell your team, the only thing, I want to put this in your mind, the only thing you have to tell your team is go to the Viral 5 Island Lifestyle Formula and get started with the Viral 5 Quick Start Guide. You should not even barely have to teach them a thing, okay? That's what I'm talking about. All you will need to do as a leader is be a supportive leader. And that's the beautiful thing. And just keep throwing them back into this apprentice area, and then keep throwing them back into the professional level, okay? You're going to be what I feel like is 50 to 75% of your potential in this apprentice training, but then what happens is 50 to 75% of your potential in entrepreneurship is really just average. The 2% of people who are successful in entrepreneurship are the people who are 99.9% utilizing their full potential. Okay? The reason why people stay stuck is because they'll stay in the apprentice training. The reason why people will succeed is because they'll be in the professional training. Okay? If you want to be among the top 2%, you have to be a professional. Okay? You got to take your business serious, and you have to be a professional in our network marketing business because that's where you make all your money, as you just saw. All right? And the next step will be getting the Solomon CEO in the 10 million. And then, of course, GRN, or Private Vacation Club, it's a must. Okay, if you want to make money, if you want to make this your lifestyle, and you want the Internet Lifestyle Network to be your foundation, your just rock of money, wealth, and you want to literally create your wealth off of this company, just get everything and go hardcore with it. And don't have any regret, don't have any remorse, don't have anything that will ever hold you back. And realize that I pretty much guarantee there's nothing as solid as Island right here, out here, online, offline. There's nothing that can compete. And it's not because of me, it's not because of Mark, it's not because of Clifton. It's literally just because of the way that the course of life came about, okay? And I feel it's blessed, of course, but the reality is we have the best products, the best training, the best solution, the best opportunity comp plan, the best everything all in one spot. Just trust it, go with it, trust me, do the Viral 5 hardcore, and you're going to be massively successful and get every single thing that we have to offer so you can be positioned. And it's going to be an amazing ride. It's going to be an amazing journey. You're going to be on stage, and I'm going to be giving you the biggest, fattest checks that you've ever had in your life. Talk to you soon. Have a beautiful day. I cannot wait to see the success that you're about to have.